Greetings, everyone. It is your lovely host, Ashley, and I just happen to be doing the dramatic reading of the next chapter of Night's Dreams Are Reality. And if you basically want to know why I'm talking like this, is because, well, a certain red and black nightmare is going to be one of the main parts of this specific chapter. So I do hope you enjoy. And aside from that, yeah, guys, Chapter 3 is out, and I'm surprised that Danny got this uploaded immediately. Hey, I'm not complaining. More the merrier. And like I stated before, yes, Chapter 3 actually has Reala mainly in this. So yeah, he's finally got a point to be in this. Not saying that he had a point back then, but I felt as though he didn't really do much aside from just being a teacher. But anyways, let us pretty much see what happens after Starlight had become first level nightmare. Wonder what awaits her then. The sheer luck I would be soon having friends to interact with was wonderful. I wasn't going to be alone anymore. Well, yeah, living with Reala is kind of lonely. I wonder if she got to know Jackal. Oh wait, Jackal's kind of crazy.
Yes! I mean, after all, it's not that hard to see why.
Sorry. Just had to get it out of my system. But yeah. It would all be decided in a few days. I couldn't stop pacing the floor in excitement. I wanted this so much, more than anything. When the day came, sorry, Reala wanted me to watch the whole event. Something about showing me what a first level nightmare truly is. I didn't know what he meant, but it would lead to something dangerous. Oh, shoot. The alarm clock went off in the first level rooms. Ugh. Reala and the child awoken around 5 in the morning as usual. They ate breakfast, trained, and cleaned the house. Huh. Well, I guess Reala would be kind of the cleansly type, because, someone like him being as classy, of course he would want things to be neat and tidy. Right, for crying out loud, Jackal, you gotta clean your room. Seriously.
No way, Jose! You're all Mr. Fancy Gear and stuff like that.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, screw you.
Why am I related to you again?
Hey, being a bachelor is awesome.
You're not even a bachelor in the story.
Oh, screw you. Again.
Yeah, well, same to you.
I'm sorry, but I feel as though that could be a good sitcom.
Okay. Reala was getting ready for the first level tryouts. The child wasn't allowed to look and went to practice some advanced magic. She blew up a few vases in the process on accident. Reala knew that was normal. As long as she didn't blow up a window, door, or furniture, she's okay. Reala finalizes plans for the tryouts and checked up upon the child. She currently was trying to clean up the shattered vases. How did it go? He asked with a chuckle. She turned her head towards him. I blew up the vases. Ah. Reala went to the broken fragments as his hand glowed red. Ugh. Sorry. So basically, he's like Girahim in a way. He's using magic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But when something like that, I immediately imagine like, oh my god, he's gonna be like Girahim in this. Hopefully he doesn't do the tongue flashing thing. That would be kind of creepy. Even more creepy than it already is. Why do I like this nightmare again? I never know. Oh wait, yes I do. The shattered fragments then started to repair and place itself back upon the table. The girl looked shocked at this. How did you... Check page 301. You'll need it if you are aiming for the vases, he said as he walked out of the room to deliver something. So he's a delivery boy? Huh, so I guess Envy ain't the only one.
Huh. So, I guess you're a delivery person too.
It comes with the job. I don't know why my master makes me do these things, but whatever.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Sorry if I'm making these little random jokes or something, but come on, when you're doing something like this, you can't help but do it. Sorry if I tried. Yeah, a typical day for me, Rebecca with Starlight. Besides blowing up the vases, you have no idea how hard spellcasting is, visitors. Especially learning a new contact. I'm just glad he wasn't mad at me. Yeah, Reala getting mad. Unless you basically were trying to look after Knights when he got sick. Like, no! I ain't gonna do that again. Sorry! Oh boy. Hopefully there's no chickens around. Chickens! Oh boy. Why am I doing this? I'm sorry, just can't help myself. I'm just in a really good mood. Maybe he knows the feeling, and now that I'm his level, I guess it was fine to him. Time passed on quick since I was working on my teleportation spell and repairing spells. Long destructive day for me. It had to be around 9. Wow, long day. When Reala came back to get me ready for the tryouts. She's not really gonna do anything at the tryouts, she's just gonna, sit there. Just watching. I started to get excited as the time ticked down. Soon, I'll have new friends around to train with. You don't know how excited I was for this. You don't need to repeat yourself. But then again, I kind of do myself. I literally went to the library to learn about social interaction so I don't clam up again. Yeah, I can relate to that. I can relate. I am freaking out here. Ugh. Anyway, the three were to fight within his domain. Ugh. A bit crowded since the parents and friends of the three were here. I was placed on the sideline where I couldn't get hurt. I remember what he told me before the match started. Reala set the child in an area away from the main battle. He kneeled down to her and said, sorry about that, guys. Anyways, back to the story. I want you to watch this battle. Today, I will show you what it means to be a real first level nightmare. A first level in nightmare, my bad. First level in nightmare. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? Sorry, my wording is kind of off. Again, the words just kind of threw me off at times. The girl nodded as he lifted her chin up. Don't be frightened. This is what you trained for, and what was made to be. Jeez. Some comforting words, much. I guess it's just his instincts, I guess. His, softer instincts is what I call them. He flew off to his throne as he watched the three nightmares fly up to him. The child watched as the orientation began. Yeah, sometimes I had a hard time reading these things. Greetings to the three of you. Tonight is the night to prove that you are more than what you were told. If you can prove to me that you have the capability to be more than second level, you'll find a place within my teachings. The three were anxious, yet terrified of his speech. At his speech. Ugh. One mess up means losing the chance of a lifetime. If you can hold your ground against me, they're going up against Reala. Oh, that's actually kind of frightening when you think about it, because in the bio it says that Reala is one of the deadliest nightmares due to him being, well, very high rank in status and all that. He is one tough opponent. Maybe that's why he got into tennis. Because he's that. Also, he makes great as a race car driver. Okay, he is the car and vehicle, but just saying. Then you may earn the title as my new apprentice. A first level must be able to think on their feet, quick to act, quick to react, and strong enough to defend yourself. This challenge has no partner name. It's every Marin for themselves. The three stood tall as they readied themselves for this. The child watched with pins and needles. That's actually a song, by the way. As she saw Reala raise his hand. Are you ready? Are you ready, kids? Aye, Captain. I can hear you. Aye, Captain. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but when you actually put dialogue like that, you can't help but think of something else. Okay. He announced as the three Marins answered. As ready as I'll ever be, said the shy Katniss. I'll do my best, Dawn said with hesitation. Bring it on, Spada said with confidence and fearlessness. Reala smirked as his hand illuminated. Then let the fight begin! He yells as he fires a spell into the sky, creating a dome that enclosed the four inside. The girls looked in shock as... Hang on a sec. Sorry, had to make sure things were settled down. Anyways, the girls looked in shock as they knew things were getting serious. The child on the side wasn't sure on how this would play out, but she hoped for the best. Oh hey, the chapter's almost over. Kind of short, but I understand why Danny would make this. And again, hang on a sec, guys. Again, I am sorry. Just hang on a sec. Sorry about that, guys. Turns out the dog was just being annoying. Anyways, this didn't look good. He was putting up the barrier. That meant business. Wait, hold on a sec. So does that mean in Journey of Dreams when Reala, when you fight him, he actually puts up a barrier and that's why you're unable to leave or at least get out of there? I guess that would make a bit of sense. But just saying. I didn't know what to expect in this. I just hope they make it out alive. If you wanna get out alive before you die. Sorry. I was wrong. The trial was brutal. Oh, hey, pretty much in the first episode Danny put on her YouTube, Starlight did mention about the trials being brutal for second level nightmares. This is what she was talking about. They were thrown around, blasted into walls, and heavily beaten. Reala is brutal. Let's just hope he's not holding a three-headed dragon behind him. Otherwise, that'd be very much unfair. The three were not prepared for this match. It didn't feel right to let Reala continue this. This wasn't a fair fight. 3 against 1, I can understand that, but the times have changed. Or tides have changed. I don't know the meaning, but let's just say it's basically the opposite of what you expect. Sure, 3 against 1 would actually make sense, but nope. Turns out Reala has the upper hand because, well, he's first ranked Nightmare for a reason. And I was gonna call him on that. I remember taking off from my seat and breaking a small portion of the barrier so I can enter the fight. I didn't know what I was doing or what I was setting myself up for. I just felt compelled to help them. Well, your heart is in the right. I wouldn't blame Starlight for actually doing this. I just couldn't watch anymore. I got in and stood my ground. Reala, stop this now! I screamed at him as I separated him from the other three. They didn't even look like they could stand anymore. I remember the face he displayed when he saw me interfere. He was displeased and angered at me for my insolution. And I was close. That's all I'm gonna say. This was wrong of you to do. They were not prepared for this. Reala sees this attack and lowered the shield. We're finished here, he said with a chilling tone in his voice. Child, come. He demands of me as he flew off. I followed behind, leaving the three to their parents. Well, she was right to do this. But at the same time, she's in for it now. We arrived back at home a short time later. Sit. Reala told me as I walked into the room. I placed myself on the decided seat and hanged my head down. I knew I did something wrong. This happened to me before. I am truly disappointed in you, child. What were you thinking out there? For some reason, this feels like that scene from Lion King where Mufasa says, Simba, I am very disappointed in you. And what's worse, you put Nala in danger. I don't know why, but it feels like that for some reason. Danny, thank you for making these jokes for me. I mean, seriously. Thanks for letting me make these jokes for ya. Boy. And, geez, this isn't going on as long as possible. I mean, what, we're up to 18 minutes. Sorry, just needed to check. I was quick to fire back for some reason. I didn't know where this was coming from. Probably your conscience. Because Knight said in the first episode, she basically stated that, well, you're trying to recreate your consciousness. That's literally that. So, hey, things actually did pretty much turn out in the end. Actually, it turns out for the Origins, at least. That fight was unfair. Yeah, it was wrecked. And you knew it. They were all prepared and deserve a better trial. Danny, you probably should redo some of the words. Honestly, I'm kind of seeing some misspellings. I could feel the atmosphere in the room turn heated. At least it's not cold. And, well, Reala does have fire abilities, I guess. We fought over this, and for once, I started to lose my temper. Reala scolded me for this and even went a bit physical. He did a quick swipe with his claw across my my left cheek. Ow! Okay, yeah, knowing Reala, he actually did do that in Journey of Dreams. If you basically do realize he does have claws, so it would make sense for him to do that. At least for weaponized, at least. It wasn't that deep, but it was deep enough to cause it to bleed. Hey, at least you're not gonna get scarred for it. He left the castle to go on an unscheduled idiot raid to calm his nerves. Well, I guess that's a thing, I guess. I was left alone once again with my thoughts. What was I thinking, standing up to my teacher like that? Hey, to be honest, at least he was much more tame compared to Azumi. I swear, if Azumi was training her, or Connie from the Sonic comics, you'd be screwed. One of the worst decisions of my life, but yet it felt right. I dealt with these conditions for the remainder of the night. Remainder, not reminder. Eventually, my loyalty to my master won the fight as I planned an apology for his return. It was raining that night. I waited and waited for Reala to return. Hey, that's actually the song. Reala's Return, that's the name of the song that, when he appears, that song actually plays in Journey of Dreams. But he didn't. It had to be early morning when an alarming cry could be heard coming into the courtyard. I jumped out of my seat and out to the balcony within Reala's room to see the commotion. That's when I saw it. There was a group of second levels running in trying to gain the help of the medicine Marins. One Marin in particular I could recognize as the second level carried him in. It was Reala. Oh, shoot. He looked completely out cold and injured. Danny, why did you do this to him? Why? I panicked at the sight as I ran down to get a closer look. He was in critical condition when he was brought in. It turns out, during his raid, there was heavy rain. He spotted the visitor on a ledge off of a cliff area. While trying to steal his idea, the cliff gave way and he couldn't reach it in time to fly. Wait, why was Reala on the ground? I mean, seriously. Dude, you fly all the time. It's easier for you. It's easy for you to do that, make a getaway, and pretty much, oh boy. That's one little slip up. Ouch. Just ouch. And was caught in the debris. When the other Marins found him, they didn't know how long he was like that, or if he was even alive. They just needed to call off the raid and head straight back to Nightmare. I was terrified to see him this way. I broke down crying, thinking this was all my fault. I pushed him to go because of my defiance. I was raised to know the consequences for actions and how it can affect others. I believe this was my doing. Oh, Starlight, don't blame yourself. He basically chose to go, not you. I didn't want to go down the traitor's path he told me so much about. It all started with one act of rebellion, and it grows like a disease without the proper treatment. I stayed at his bedside waiting for him to awaken, but there was no sign of such thing to happen soon. He had been put into some type of coma and there was no telling when he would wake up. I was alone, afraid, and lost. There hasn't been a day where Reala wasn't there to greet me or wasn't by my side. He controlled my life. Well, then you at least would know better than at least start to learn that you can actually make your own choices and not have to follow under the commands of others. That sounds like Brotherhood in a way. Seriously, why the heck is it reminding me of Brotherhood? Sure, there's this guy who pretty much controls others, and they listen to him, they obey, and basically consequences and so forth, except there was one rebellious, therefore the others would definitely see them as traitor, and you can probably guess the whole thing of where I was going with that. Oh boy. And that was all I ever let him do. I was nothing without my teacher guiding me. I was completely defenseless, struggling to balance and focus my thoughts just like his. That in and of itself was hard enough, but it was also harder to do it when I was learning to be on my own person. To be my own person. Ugh. Who to listen to was the choice I had to make. And that's the end of chapter 3, guys. I gotta say, things really were, getting really, really serious. I mean, seriously. The fact that Reala actually had more to do, but the trial he used was actually pretty brutal, and those nightmares didn't stand a chance. And of course, the cliffhanger, and that Reala's in a coma. That was a change of events. Wow, Danny. Just wow. But hey, this was actually pretty good because, well, all I gotta say is that, well, it makes you excited to see what happens next because, well, I myself want to know exactly what happens next. I mean, Reala, the strongest nightmare, and pretty much just got taken down. I mean, seriously, something like this happened? Makes you wonder. But Danny said, and this is actually kind of a little bit of a heads up, there's going to be 8 more chapters till we know what's happened. But anyways, that's all I'm going to say for you guys. I will see you all later. And until the next chapter, I bid you all a good day.